Coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the biggest play you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid
of. They're here. Some nice Christmas music right there. I agree. Damn. Are we going straight to Christmas? Are we skipping Thanksgiving? Because I want Thanksgiving still.
I love to eat and I like turkeys. So I'm like, why did we skip to Christmas?
Yes, I actually am. I have to admit, I did skip a little bit, just a little bit to Christmas. I've already bought something Christmas-y, but I'll get back into the Thanksgiving. Don't worry. No
what
worries.
What did you get?
You want me to show you real quick?
Yeah.
All right. Don't judge behind me, people, but I'll be right back. Just
okay.
Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching, stay there.
Yes. So my dog is here and she wants to get out. So I guess I'll let her out when you come back. Daisy, come here. Come here, baby.
Man, it's a little cold in here. So, there we go. That's better. Bam. And not just that, but let me see if I can find the button.
I'm going to let her out real quick because she's like scratching on the door. She doesn't want to be here anymore. Hold on.
No. How's everybody doing? This is still horror stuff. I promise you, Timothy, everybody else out there. There we go.
Well, there's a lot of good Christmas horror movies out there too.
Oh, absolutely. I've actually written and directed one.
Oh, so. Shut up. I have to see it.
It's not out yet because it's a long story. I will fill you in completely.
Oh, but, I know.
We basically have to reshoot it.
It's so hard to make a movie. I know. I love that.
So this is my keep myself warm and not get ran over while I'm out for my walks and whatnot. So.
Oh my gosh, no! I love it.
Oh God, I can't turn it off. Come on.
Does it make your head hot?
It feels good. I'm not gonna lie. When it's nice and cold outside, it's a real winter. No more Christmas stuff. All right. No more
Christmas. Does it get really cold over there?
Yeah, I'm just a baby. When it comes to cold, I'd rather be hot than cold. Like I'll go in the AC, I'll go in the pool. Don't give me snow.
But like one of my favorite Christmas horror movies is P2.
Oh yes,
I always watch it. They have like a lot of Christmas music in it, so I feel like it's a Christmas movie to me.
Well, that counts. That counts 100%. So before we get started, how has your week been? It's been a whole week since I've seen you. Are you doing well?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I'm excited for today's episode. It's definitely dark. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like it was upsetting. I was upset, and I think because I was close to home, like Baseline. Have you been to Phoenix?
I've been once, but I was just passing through to get to Tucson. Basically, I was going some. It's a long story, but basically, I didn't get a stay.
Well, Baseline, it's like one of the main roads. That's why he was the Baseline killer. So it's kind of weird that I've been through that road growing up. And I remember my uncle told me that, like, that's the main road, like, stay on that road and stuff.
Yeah, that's actually, I had a better picture of it because this one shows a bunch of like businesses. I'm sorry, everybody out there. But the other one wouldn't like save for some reason. So don't think like, oh, Chipotle or Target has anything to do with this. This
No.
picture is just to show you, like, yeah, this was the main area where it started for a number of crimes, not just the murder, but so many other horrible things that were happening, all in the span of like 3 years, right?
Yeah, I think that's why the police had a hard time pinpointing because it wasn't one person. So the the MO would change because it was two different serial killers. Was the other one? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So it was hard to get one MO of one serial killer, and then there's two. And then the second one, it was two people in a car. So he had a helper.
Yes. Those couple of friends, just drugs and violence is all they wanted, and that's what they got until the very end of it. I don't think we might talk. I think we should do a different episode on them, like
I didn't research them, but while I was researching this case, it came up that was going on as well. So it was hard to get with the baseline killer.
Exactly, yeah. And for those who are not completely aware, because it is actually a very undertold story here. The baseline killer is Mark Goudeau, a resident of Phoenix, Arizona, who went on a killing spree from 2005 to 2006. So sorry, this is a year that it all took place in. Basically, all of the victims, most of the crime, not including the stuff that he was accused and committed for beforehand. This was just because this was alongside, like with what Marlene was saying, the other shootings. So there's so much going on in just 1 year.
I have a question for you. When you first started getting into the case, did you think he was innocent or guilty?
See, I heard, like, when we posed this first, I heard about it, like, just in the back of my head. I heard like his name before, and I was trying to remember, so I knew something. I just didn't go into detail beforehand. And then when we looked it up here, the first thing that popped up was his wife. What is her name? My goodness, I have it.
Wendy Carr.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And her, kind of pushing his innocence, but he also was, convicted of other things before this. He's been serving prison time before for like 13 years.
Yes, it's the cycle of abuse. But when I first started researching and I saw the wife, I was like, oh, it must be horrible if he was innocent and then he was sentenced to prison. But then I got into it. I was like, no, this guy is fucking guilty. Like, no, he's guilty. He's guilty. His poor wife, I think she's delusional. And because a lot of people said that he was actually really nice. He was like really charming. His neighbors would say that.
See, I heard that too. Yeah, like his workers, he would like routinely like take care of people and buy like lunch for his whole crew and stuff while he's at work. But I mean, DNA evidence,
yes,
physical evidence, just reports of people being in certain spots.
Yeah. After that, I was like, yeah, he's fucking guilty to me. Like, it's obvious. Everything's there.
It's true. It really is. And here, I'm going to show you guys a photo of him. We'll go a little more into it right now. But that is him. That's him in prison.
Can you get a close
up? Or in jail, I think.
Can you get a close up of his face?
I don't have. I can get one real quick though. Don't worry.
Yeah, because remember I was having issues with my Messenger app, so I couldn't send anything.
I got you. I got this. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will have one in just a moment. I just want to find a bigger one because they have a lot of small pictures out there that don't really help too much. Okay, there we go. That's a good one. Save that. So let's go into this. It's always the nice guy that turns out to be the devil. I 100% agree with you on that one. It's rarely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's rarely who you're not expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get that. I'm gonna get that picture onto the screen in just a second. Let me just send it to where it's got to go so I can make it look good.
Well, I guess I'll get into why one of the telling things for me were his eyes. And you can tell a lot about people about their eyes, and his are very cold.
I agree with that. Yeah, definitely agree with that.
But when I first started to research, I was like, oh, that would suck if he was innocent and then he went to prison for something he didn't commit. And then I was like, no, I got into it. I was like, fuck no, this guy's guilty.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible crimes. Like, he deserves to be in there.
Oh yeah, that dude's a piece of shit, and I'm glad they caught him. I'm glad they gave him for the first 2 cases of rape, because it was originally it doesn't make it any better, but he was originally the baseline rapist, and then kind of moved on and escalated into murder, starting in 2005. But his first case of assault on 2 women, he was sentenced to over 400 years, and I think that's compiled on the fact that he had previous assault cases. Armed robbery cases and a kidnapping case that would have had him in jail for 21 years. But with good behavior and just,
he was like the model prisoner. Like, he was so good. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this case just made me crazy.
Here's a question for you then, like, because obviously he wanted out, whether he was planning on recommitting more crimes when he got out, or if he didn't think he was going to and just kind of fell back into it. Do you think the ones who are more, sinister, more evil, like this guy, can kind of game the system so they can get released early so they can go back to more crime?
Sociopath. Because remember, like, his wife thinks very highly of him, and then the neighbors and people, it was like shocking to them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, honestly. I think he was really good at playing a character of a good person to kind of, do what he wanted to do. And
on that note too, he was very smart about, well, not that smart, but smarter than other people about the DNA. Because like when he would rape women, like he would use condoms.
Yeah, there was not
here, but we're getting into it.
Oh gosh, yeah, it doesn't get much better news, I'm afraid, guys. 2005, the beginning, or excuse me, in towards the end of the year, starting in September, was his first case of murder. Was Georgia Thompson.
Oh my god, I wrote about her.
You want to go into it real quick then?
Yeah, she was a 19-year-old girl found on the back in a parking lot. She was shot in the head, close range, which is so sad, and she was clutching to her keys. They found her like that. And she was also wearing an orange t-shirt that said, "Better luck next time."
Oh my gosh.
And her cell phone and purse were missing, and they found one call made from her cell phone, but they couldn't trace it.
It's just, oh gosh dang. I just don't, all these different topics, different serials, I just don't understand the idea of wanting to kill somebody still. It's just never been in my head. I think that's why these always just, it's a morbid.
Random. I guess I could kind of understand when it comes like from something personal, like somebody did something to you.
Yeah, more so.
Yeah, I can kind of understand where that comes from, but like just a random person in the street, just walking in the parking lot. And he would, oh, I'm sorry, what?
No, keep going.
He would kill people daytime, and I think that's what's scarier. He would go and assault and kill people in the morning, daytime.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. It's
like he didn't give a fuck. He did it in the broad daylight. So
I think you're absolutely right. That does make it more terrifying for everyone involved. I think there's no set time, there's no set schedule. There doesn't seem to be an MO, because like we were saying earlier, I think they were called the serial shooters of Arizona were happening at the exact same time, and the two cases looked nothing alike. So they had no idea what was going on. At least the general public couldn't like pinpoint, well, what's going to happen? How can I avoid this? When it was so random.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Yeah, see, with Richard, no motive is always worse. It just seems, just to hurt people seems crazy to me. When there's like a crime of passion, like there's a lot of those TV shows where it's like, oh, the wife killed her husband or the husband killed the wife for this or that. It's like, well, they've known each other 20 some years. There's something else there. When there's absolutely nothing there, it blows my mind how you could just want to hurt somebody that much.
And it was so sad because she was 19 years old. She came to Phoenix to pursue her modeling dreams. Her mom was worried about her moving to a big city all by herself. And then this happens to her.
Ugh. It's brutal. It's really brutal. And then his next victim, a couple months later in December 12th exactly, Tina Washington is found, 39 years old. So like we're saying that there's a lot of randomness to it. That's a huge age gap as well as far as victims go. It doesn't really fit a description of a victim. Like when oh my goodness, what is his name in New York?
Bundy.
Bundy's a great example. Yeah, he had a very clear
it was brunettes with the center part, college age, because an ex-girlfriend broke up with him. So that was, well, back when it was like when I had the brunette hair, I would have been his type.
I think so.
Just by going by how I look and everything, like I would have been his type. Cool. Not anymore. I have the blonde, so I guess I'm safe.
Safe from him, at least. I don't know. Gotta be careful out there.
Oh yeah, I know. Like at least I know that tomorrow when I leave, I have a friend over there, and I know people in Gilbert, so I know I'll be okay.
That is smart. That's good to know. Where is Gilbert from where you're at right now? It's
like almost 2 hours. It's next to Phoenix. Like I think like maybe 20 minutes from there.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. All right.
But it happens to guys too, so please be careful. It happens more to women, but men can also be a victim.
Oh yeah. I think actually murder stats, I think guys get killed more often, but that doesn't make me feel any better. I mean, either way, it's all bad out there. Maybe it's okay. It's not all bad out there, but just please be careful, everybody out there.
Yes.
The boogeyman isn't around every corner, but just be careful. Watch yourself. Just be safe. Whew, I don't want to leave on to talk on such a downer. Like, oh, everywhere is evil and everything around you is going to get you.
There's good people too, but the bad people, let's not give them the opportunity to do something bad to us.
Yes, that's a great way to look at it. Yeah. Just don't make it easier on people to be bad towards you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the next year, in 2006, oh no, my notes moved. Sorry, there we go. In 2006, in February, on the 20th, they found two more bodies of Romelia Vargas and Myrna Palma Roman, 38 and 34 respectively. I think that's 4 murders as far as Mark Goudeau goes. Around the same time, I don't know exactly how much they overlap. I know they all overlap technically, but
there's so many of them, so we're probably going to be all over. I'm going to be all over a lot. Sadly.
Oh yeah, it really is. Because at the same time, Daryl Hausner and Samuel Dietman, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name, but the other killers in the area had already had about the same amount of murders with their drive-by shootings, which they killed 8 people and injured 19 more.
But theirs were not sexual, right?
No, they are completely
just rage.
Yes, they were. I don't even know if it was rage. I think they were just horrible people because I think it was a drug-fueled and psychological breakdown, and they kind of just met each other at the wrong time, like the Sunset Strip Stranglers, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, or oh my god, they're here in LA, and I cannot remember their proper name. We'll go into that another episode because
I've never heard of them.
It's also a bad one, but it was 2 people doing it, and it's just, oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Can I go back to Georgia Thompson real quick?
Absolutely, sorry, yeah.
Well, it's actually 5 days later after her murder, 2 sisters were walking from the park and they were attacked. Did you hear about that? I was like, I don't know.
The underage girls, though, right?
Yeah, they were 13 and 14 years old, and one of them was pregnant. So the attacker puts the gun to her belly
Yeah.
and forces the other girl to perform for I don't know how much I can say on here, but to perform oral sex on him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No,
but while he's fumbling with the condom, he puts the gun down and the sister gets the gun. And she doesn't know how to shoot, but like I was like, yes, I was like, what a badass. She gets the gun and she's gonna shoot him. I was like, good, smart girls, but they didn't know how to use it. So he did get it back, but he let them live. But the younger girl, he made her get like dirt on her so there wouldn't be any DNA.
Oh my goodness. So that's how he kind of cleaned up that situation.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, he was smart. Like that, I never would have thought of that. But they were able to get some, like a little bit of DNA, but it wasn't tested until 9 months later.
Yeah, there's a lot of that too with these cases where that just I don't want to say it's like bad police work or they're not caring, but
I have another story about a policeman. Like the most fucked up thing they could do.
Oh yeah, throw it in there. Yeah, let's hear it now.
Let me see where it's a lot of victims, so I had to write it down. Sadly, like I can't believe, but they're alive. The sisters are alive, by the way. They survived. He let them live. I don't know why. Thank God, but. Okay, so he robbed a store at gunpoint, and then 9 minutes later, across the street, there was a donation center for clothing and stuff. And he goes up to a woman. He's like, "I need you to get away. I need you to drive away from here." And puts the gun to her head, and she said no. And I was like, "Damn, badass!" Like she said no. Like that didn't stop her, but like he was bigger than her and grabbed her and took her anyways. But when they were driving away from the area, she was raped, and he took her driver's license so he would know where she lives. And then he made her talk about her family as well.
Oh, God.
And then after that, he said to her, like, "I'm going to let you go. Don't report this to the police because I know where you live and I know you have a son, and I'll kill them if I find out you did that." But thank God she didn't listen and she went and reported it. But when she got to the police station, they said to her that it looked like she wasn't raped.
Yeah, that was actually a case for quite a few of his victims that were they were killed, but they weren't actually assaulted, or they weren't. I don't even know how to describe it. It was an assault, but it wasn't.
Oh, he pulled down their pants.
Yeah.
No, but this was the victim going into the police station saying, "I want to report a rape."
Oh, okay.
She was left alive because he took her driver's license.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, that is the most fucked up thing. How can a police officer say that to a woman? Like, you don't look like you've been raped. And I was like, biggest fucking asshole ever. And there's been like a series of rapes by then. I mean, like, how can you not believe she's been raped when all these things are going on?
Oh yeah, like why are you fighting, or why are you arguing with someone who's trying to come to you for help?
I know. I always believe the victims. Always. Like, I mean, who's gonna make up a story like that?
No, at the very least, like if they are there distraught at the police station, or just reaching out to a police officer, no matter what else is happening in that moment, just take care of them.
Even if they come like dancing or something, I'm gonna believe them because I'm like, who's gonna make up something so horrible?
Yeah, at the very least, just help. Just help.
But when they were doing the court case from it, like one of the main, I don't know who heard that, and they were on the phone trying to figure out who was like the asshole who said that to her. And I was like, yeah, they should be mad that they treated the victim that way and they didn't believe her.
Oh yeah, they absolutely should be angry.
And that's like another kind of monster from Mark.
Right? Yeah, it's just a different kind. Oof.
But there was like a lot of police. What's the word? That they were not doing what they could to solve this.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, there's a lot of negligence going on.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but it happens sometimes, and
Because
there are
even
certain.
with the girls, like they waited 9 months to test the DNA.
Yeah, no, it's true. It took way too long to do that. It seems to do that way too often. Yeah, I agree, Richard. Sometimes, like when you hear about all this kind of stuff, it's like I just stay home. There's no need to go out there. There's not a whole lot out there, anyways. I can get food delivered
there's
here.
food. No, I'm
Yeah.
like, there's food.
If it keeps you safe, I'm gonna just Uber Eats everything. All right, just no more having to go out there.
Isn't
Forget
it
it.
expensive? I've never done that. I just like go with my car, but I feel like it'd be expensive, like to Uber Eats.
Yeah, it adds up. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
No.
Unless you're really stuck, like you can't go anywhere, or you're entertaining guests. Don't do it, people. Just go get it yourself. It's better. That's a total tangent. Oh my gosh.
God, I know. But it takes me to another story I heard where he robbed a fast food store.
Yeah, and then right outside there was the mother and the daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it got us back to the story.
Yeah, I don't know if I got a name for them. Do you have the name for them?
No, they didn't say who it was, and it's okay. I mean, they were the victims. I don't expect them to say who they were, but they were both taken out of the area, and they were both raped by him. And I'm like, God, that is so fucking horrible. But I don't remember if they were left alive or did he kill them?
No, they lived because he took the car, and then they found it later on, and they actually found some stuff that he had stolen, so it had his DNA on it later on, which helped kind of build the case a little bit.
So I lost the case. Did you see the case about the ring?
Shoot. The ring, yeah, that was found in his home though, wasn't it?
Okay, who's the victim of that? Because I only heard like a little bit, and I was trying to research that.
No, I don't know who the ring belonged to, because they kind of a lot of the videos I saw and some of the articles, in fact, some of the ones I'm even looking at now, just to kind of piece some stuff together. Unnamed victim, 2 unnamed teenage girls. There's a lot redacted, which I'm okay. I understand.
Yeah,
some people don't want their information out there, but it does make it hard to tell a linear story. But it's okay. It's totally fine.
No, there were so many of them. I felt so bad. I didn't know this happened in Arizona.
I mean, honestly, I don't think a lot of people know about this story as much as maybe they should. It seems so horrific, the things that happened. I think people don't want to hear about it. There are some stories that fit a real easy narrative, so they can tell them over and over again, while other ones are really bad.
Also, a lot of the victims were Black and brown girls too, people of color. So I imagine the media wasn't putting a lot of attention to that. Yeah, he was taking trophies.
The ring was definitely a trophy, which is why I think it's really weird the wife was trying to defend him. And
That it was a copy, but they found it in one of his shoes in his closet when they were like raiding his place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not like the victim put it there, or if they did, that would be smart that they knew he killed her. But
no, it's what's what I'm looking for here, especially because I want to go into what you just said, because they were a lot of women of color that were killed, and there's a term that I've talked about on the show many times before, and don't forget about it. It's
white
basically
women.
Called the less dead.
The less dead.
The less dead, where certain cases, certain people just don't get as much media attention, and it's a horrible thing that we still kind of.
Gabby Petito got so much media.
She did.
Yeah,
she did.
Attention.
I know,
which is valid. I wish we had that same resources for other people. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yes. I don't feel bad for the family of Gabby. I'm not mad at them that they got so much. That is so hard to lose somebody, but I wish we did the same for other people too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not her fault that she got attention, but we could do better for others as well.
Yeah.
100%. And Richard, he is still alive right now. He is, I think, 50-some?
54?
54. I think, 57. Sorry, 57 as of now.
He got sentenced to 438 years in prison.
And I think like 4 consecutive death penalties.
Yes. Which I'm so happy about.
I'm not
Because that guy, man.
Well, God, I'm
so
good, honestly, yeah. We don't need him around. It ain't necessary.
And it took the police 2 years to catch him.
It was, honestly though, that is not that long compared to a lot of the other stories you hear about out there.
Oh, that is true. Like the cold cases
that are for years and years. I mean, you have the Zodiac killer never caught. Ted Bundy escaped at one point. What's his name? BTK went on for a very long time without being caught. My goodness, yeah. Yeah, 430. Yeah, it was 438 years, Marlon. I just knew it was over 400. I forgot the exact amount, but if they didn't, if they weren't going to put him to death, he's going to be in there. The Zodiac, was he recently identified, or are they just thinking they did? Because I keep hearing yes. I don't know if I believe it or not. I still say it might be Ted Cruz, but that's just because it's funny. What was the name then? Yeah, Richard, put that in the comments for me because I don't know if I believe it still. I just don't know yet.
Do you go on Let's Not Meet? You've heard those stories, right?
Oh yeah, the Reddits. Oh my gosh.
Because there was one about him, actually, about Mark.
About really?
Yeah, somebody posted about him. It was about a girl. She was like, it was in the morning, like early morning, and she was asleep. And you know how it gets really hot? She had her window open, but she had the screen on her window.
Yeah. And
she heard tapping on her window. And she thought it was her boyfriend, like playing a joke on her.
That's not a good joke.
When she goes to look, it was Mark. And he was like, "Can I talk to you?" But she's like,
fuck off.
No, I was like, "Fuck off." I think she said fuck off or something. And she's like, no. And he said he needed help. And thank God, because like all that was separating her from him was a screen window.
Jeez. Oh my God. All right. So back when I first got my own place, I was like 19 because I had an apartment in the back of my parents' house before that. And then I moved out to this other place because, you have to. You got to go other places. And it was a really bad part of town called Oildale here in Bakersfield, California, which is, I don't recommend it. I'll just say that. But it was cheap and it was clean and the neighbors were quiet, so I was happy. But the apartment that I was in, the room was right next to the front of the apartments that all faced each other. So once in a while, police would chase people through there because they were trying to run to escape them. So you hear that from time to time. And on one night, I heard a guy kind of just standing out there. Like, you ever have that feeling when someone's watching you?
Yes, it's a really horrible feeling because you're like, you just feel it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw this shadow just staring at me through my window. Like, you couldn't really see into it because I had my blinds down still, but there was enough light from outside that I could see the shadow hitting that, just staring at me. And I should have probably left then, but it took me like a couple months more to I'll stay here a little while longer. But that's terrifying. Someone at your window.
You felt dread?
Oh man, I was half asleep, and when I finally realized what was going on,
no!
Oh, it was straight up like a horror scare, like, oh shit, the killer's at the window. Mind you, this guy could have just been some random homeless guy looking in a window.
But even then, I'm like, you don't know their state of mind. You don't know what they want or what they're going to do. So,
what do you call 100%? Yeah. So I was already freaked out because most of the time people running through there, going through, they're not there for good reasons. Like there's no reason to pass through these apartments because the other side of it is an empty riverbed. That's it. That's the only thing else out there. So it was just, that was a bad one. Yeah, that was definitely a let's not meet situation. Oof.
Yes.
As soon as you said that he was standing at a window, that just reminded me of that day. And I'm like, fuck.
And it's so different when it's your home, because that is like your safe spot. Like when something happens to you in your own home, like versus at the store or at the parking lot, like this is your sanctuary, your home. So it's like way worse.
Yeah, it should be, at least. It should be completely, hopefully safe.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Francis Post. Okay, I'm going to look that up.
That's who did it?
Just Post Zodiac Killer. I'm going to look more into that later, Richard, but we will definitely cover that on a later one. Maybe we'll get everybody from Girls, Gore, and Gin together for that one. That's a big topic. Like a big crossover episode kind of thing. Avengers style, all right? Marvel Universe. But anyway, I'm sorry. Back to this guy, because I think the last one the timeline right now, we were at known victims. Okay, so
what did I talk about? I mean,
the last one, where am I at? Was February. So March was Lilian Sanchez Cabrera and Chow Cho. I cannot pronounce that.
And they said he was such a sweet guy. Like he was gonna give her a ride home, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like even here on the notes it says apparently incidental, but I don't know if I believe that.
I don't either, because let me see where I wrote it down.
Hey Kat, how you doing?
I think a few days after. Yeah, the home is where everything, being safe, and home invasions scare me a lot.
Yeah, be careful out there, people. Just be careful.
But after he died, a few days later, like close to that area where he was murdered, a man was arriving to work, and he parked behind his building, and he noticed that there was blood on the stone, and the gravel. There was drag marks on the gravel. So he calls the police and they check it out. They don't find anything. And then 2 weeks later, he's there with his dog and he noticed a smell. And his dog is being really insistent to go to a certain place between two buildings. And under the debris, there was an arm and a leg. And I was like, what? Do you just imagine having like a normal day and then just like finding that?
Yeah, not a good day. Not going to be a good day at all. And honestly, I forgot to even mention that though, that Chow is his only. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, everybody out there. If that is his only male victim, I think, as far as murder goes.
I think so too. I think I only heard of him. It was usually women.
Yeah, I think that's why it might have been incidental, or I don't know. He might have been escalating or trying something else out. It's not uncommon for serial killers to go outside of their usual MO and try something new to see what they like. It's not unlike just someone testing the waters, what they can get away with. He might have been just trying to test what he could get away with.
He was fucked up. Like, he would do it in the daylight, morning. He didn't give a shit. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. But whatever the arm
could do.
But the arm and the leg belonged to Crystal Nicole Givings, who was shot in the head. And thanks to the bullet casings, they were able to match it to the other victims.
Oh my goodness.
He liked using a gun.
I think it was for him. It was because there's different types of killers. There's a product killer. There's oh my goodness, what are the different ones? It's product, ritualistic, and something else. But basically, it's the difference between someone who kills because they like the act of killing, or the act of killing because they want to control the person's body now they can. If the person's gone, they can do whatever they want. And I think he might have fallen kind of more into the product killing than anything else, because he just wanted to be over with very quickly. And a gun's an easy way to do that, easy way to get control. You put a gun to someone's face, or those two teenagers that he did it to, you control the situation in that moment.
The belly, to her pregnant belly. And I was like, that is one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. Yeah. 100%. Oof.
Like, he just didn't have empathy. Oh, there was another case, but they didn't name the man. I think this was another man that, I don't know if he lived or he died, but he was walking his dog and he tried to kill the dog, and the owner tried to save his dog. So he got shot too. And I was like, what? Why the dog? Like, what did the dog do to you?
I'm trying to. Dang it! I don't robbery. Unnamed teenager at gunpoint with 2 friends. No. I'm not seeing them. I've seen a lot of the robberies. A Little Caesars, unarmed people, a Mexican restaurant, 3 West Bay. Oh no, that's just a road that's saying right there a location. I'm not seeing that one. I think I heard about that one where he tried to shoot the dog, or he did shoot the
I
dog.
was like, that's so fucked up. I think he did, and his owner tried to save his dog. I think I would do the same thing for Daisy. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. She's my baby. Like, what did the dog ever do to you?
He's just a terrible person. There's no like what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer, who had like blatant mental issues. Like if someone could have talked to him, maybe it could have helped him. I don't think this guy could have found help to make him better. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I believe that. He was way gone because it was like dogs, pregnant women. He had no moral compass at all.
Yeah. And the fact that he hid it, knew what he was doing was wrong. You know, the fact that he was doing his best to cover up his stuff. Unlike oh my goodness, Richard Chase here in Sacramento. Sorry, in Sacramento was a schizophrenic who thought he needed to bring more blood into him. So he killed people to take their blood and their organs. But he never covered anything really up because he was literally out of his mind and he didn't think what he was doing was wrong for the most part. Like he was just like, no, I need this to live. Why does nobody understand? There's a big difference between this guy who definitely needed to be in a mental institution versus this other guy in this situation who needed to be in prison forever and never be allowed out.
And I wonder how he was with the wife, if he was abusive or he was so charming and wonderful, like she had the perfect life, and then one day she found all this stuff out and she really thinks he's innocent, or she was really abused.
I don't know. I think it might be that she was totally fine. Like BTK, Dennis Rader, totally took care of his family. Nobody around him knew what he was doing until it came out. You know, it just...
And that's horrible. Like, do you imagine, like, even a family member or friend that you know for so many years and you think they're, like, a good person, and then you find that out, like, the shock of that?
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. It is, yeah. It's terrible. Just terrible. Oof.
Yeah, because when I think she was, like, the first thing that came up when I was researching it, and I was like, wow, that must be horrible if he's, like, really innocent. And I thought it was going to turn out that he was innocent, and then I started getting more into it, and I was like, fuck no, this guy is guilty.
Yeah, she actually made a website about his case, and she was trying to prove his innocence for a very long time, but it's been 6 years since she updated
There's
him.
DNA evidence, there's like camera evidence, there's a lot of things.
There's witnesses. I mean, there's physical items for evidence, like stolen property.
He had the trophy in his closet.
No, that motherfucker guilty, all right? I'm sorry, but he is. I feel bad for her for thinking that so much, but he is. He's guilty.
Yeah, but sometimes denial is such a weird thing.
I wonder if it's just easier to deny it in your own head than have to deal with it. I wonder.
Yeah, because that's probably true, because imagine knowing that he hurt so many people.
Yeah, it's...
Because there was one that really broke my heart too. I didn't get her name, but she was a mom, and he killed her in her house, but she had a son, and it was weird for the son that she didn't pick him up from school, so he walked to the house.
Oh,
and
God.
I think you heard this one?
No, I think I know which one you're talking about, but it doesn't make it any better. Oh.
Yeah, I think the garage door was like a little bit open that he could like slip under. And when he went in there, he heard like the shower running. So he thought his mom was taking a shower. And then after a while, he noticed like it's taking too long. And he found her there naked. Like, I don't know if they said there was blood or something, but he tried to give her CPR. And I felt so bad for him because like she was way gone. And he was saying like his mom was like the mom and dad for him. Like that was everything for him, and to find her that way. This guy is a real monster. Yeah.
There's no way around it, and I'm glad he's locked up. I'm glad they threw the death penalty in. the only other thing is around this entire time, because he has 9 victims, but there are still, again, like we'll
That
go
we
more
know
into,
of.
yeah, that we know of, yeah, absolutely, that we know of, because there's another 8 people who died along the exact same time in a whole different way. It may have still been guns a lot of the times,
Mm-hmm.
but for completely different reasons in the exact same area. And they started off by killing pets too. So I wonder. Oh man, it's just.
But like they can't even talk. I don't see the point. Like, unless like a dog attacks you, I understand why you would want to like hurt it or kill it, like if it's attacking you. But
Yeah, if like a pit bull's biting on you, or I guess any dog that's big enough to really hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Then that's fair
self-defense.
game. Fair game.
That's self-defense. That's that. If a person is doing that, I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna get you first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not just a dog or a cat or anything or whatever. But why do you want to hurt dogs? Like why you gotta be like that?
I know. Like that one made me really upset.
I agree with Richard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Texas does it right.
They do it quick.
I think I don't remember how long, there was a comedian who had a bit on this, where in Texas, I think if there's more than like 3 eyewitnesses that know for a fact that you did it and they can prove it in court, you go to the front of the line for the death penalty.
Oh, that sucks if those people hate you. Like, yeah.
Like, this guy's a real dick. You did it. Yeah. Should have tipped better. You did it.
I don't like that because I'm like, how can you trust 3 people? But if there's like evidence like this guy, like yes, like this guy should be in the front. This one, yes. This has like a lot of layers and so many things. And he was in prison before.
Yes, 13 years.
That was for the girlfriend one, right?
That and a robbery, armed robbery, and another assault. I think it was a couple of things. There was like it added up to some really bad stuff. And even when he was in his teens, he was accused of assault, but they didn't pursue that one.
Because there was one where the woman, they tried to get like the police tried to talk to her, but for 3 days she was in the hospital, like in the ICU. Jeez. And I'm like, this guy, how did he get away with it for so long?
If you think this is bad, there's some other ones we're gonna have to go into that it will make you want to throw stuff at your TV or your monitor, whatever you're looking or reading on, because it's just true. how terribly negligent they were. If you get a chance, look up Robert Pickton. He's a Canadian serial killer, and they basically just let him get away with it for like 10 years. He killed like almost 50 people, and they didn't do anything about it. Like, he probably didn't do it. Maybe if he did it, he probably will stop. That's basically the attitude. Oh my God, no. Yeah, it's terrible. It's very terrible. Yeah, Richard, it was a Ron Wright. Yeah. Texas built an express lane. Yeah. That was a good one. That was a hilarious stand-up. Now Texas, we have open carry, more people carrying guns now. I've always said it. I know not everyone likes guns, but I think, an armed society is a polite society,
I think we can carry guns here too, openly, but I think it has to be shown or something.
Yeah, the part of the open carry process. Yeah, you have to. It's not concealed. I think that's a good thing. I wish California was more like that. Here in Kern County, we have the second highest amount of concealed carry licenses given away by the court system. Well, the number one, is Fresno, right next to us. So you get a lot more people who know how to properly take care of and manage their guns in our area than anywhere else. And I think that's a good thing. I'm going to say that right now. I think that's a good thing.
I think, yeah. I mean, I want to live in a world where we don't need guns, but that's not really realistic because there's people like that around.
It would be nice. It would be better. Like, have you ever heard of that story in I think it's in Chicago or Detroit? I think it's Detroit, where there were certain gang areas that were getting so bad that everybody in the area decided, okay, instead of using guns, we're going to use paintball guns, so we can still shoot at each other, but nobody dies because there was a lot of collateral damage.
I love that.
It dropped a lot of like accidental deaths by a lot. It was very interesting. There's a Vice piece on it somewhere. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I just remember seeing people do drive-bys with paintball guns, and I was
Oh,
like,
I
can get
prefer
behind
that. Yeah, I prefer that 100%.
Oh yeah, as someone who loves paintball, I mean, I want to go play. So whatever. I would like to be invited.
It's
whatever.
like pink, hot pink.
It is, yeah, half the time. Oh, it's awesome. Most fun
But
ever.
he was caught by his last victim. He was caught through a camera, which was Carmen Miranda. Did you hear about her?
Yes, she was the last one, which was
The
in
last victim,
June.
thank God. Sadly,
June of
that
2006.
she was at the car wash talking. I was actually there today. When I was researching this, I was like, oh, that's so weird. I was there at the car wash today.
What?
But she was on the phone with her boyfriend, and they were talking, and she said like a panhandler was trying to approach her because he would wear disguises. He would wear a Halloween mask. He would wear dreadlocks with a hat. But
that's what the first sketch, police sketch was of him with his dreadlocks and a hat on.
yeah, which I have seen. I think I saw that in Phoenix like years ago when I was little because it looks so familiar.
Yeah, maybe it was handed around a little bit, but yeah, I remember him because he definitely wore disguises.
I was like, that's smart, but like, why the Halloween stuff?
Whatever you get your hands on, I guess. I don't know. It's ruining Halloween.
But she was on the phone with her boyfriend when he approaches her and he hears a scream, and then the line goes dead, and I was like, damn, that's from a horror movie. Like, that's so horrible. So he calls the police, and they get there, and she's gone.
She was found in the building next door, right? Like,
yes,
very close at least.
And thanks to the camera, they were able to see that he got her and grabbed her and put her in the car. It was her car, right? They left.
Oh my God, it's just Doomsday Crypt. By the way, that is hilarious. But this whole topic is just your hilariousness was dragged down because of how horrible this guy is. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I would absolutely watch that movie that you just mentioned, like a paintball purge. I would watch that.
I can laugh about it because he was caught, and I'm so happy that he's in prison because at least she was the last victim. It's so horrible, but she was able to get that evidence, and then the evidence from the DNA of the girls, the 14 or the 13-year-old.
Dang, Gary, that sucks though. Because sorry, I'm reading the comments too. Because BB's airsoft, I've had a few of those stuck in my skin like multiple times. Not fun. Not fun. Yeah, if you're not part of it, it's not a fun day. Oh man, but yeah, it is. I'm glad they caught him. Once they went into his case, like I think I lost the video, but I heard him like talking to the jurors himself with like final statements, and he just sounds so insincere when he's trying to like, oh, I didn't do any of this. They're trying to frame me. I'm not a wolf. He kept repeating, I'm not a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I'm like, you are definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes.
You're gonna keep saying that. Like,
and I was like, you were man enough to kill all those people. Why can't you admit it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Stop being a pussy about it and just say you did it, because there's so many things on your, like, there's DNA, there's witnesses, there's like the bullet casings that were able to match all the victims together.
Yeah. I don't understand where you think you're going to get away with it. I just don't understand that logic at all. He's super guilty.
And I feel so bad for the wife, because maybe denial's the only thing she has, like her safe place, and then to see that reality of what your husband did, all the people he hurt, you know.
No, truly. It's there's. I wonder because she hasn't really posted anything else about it in a very long time. I wonder if she still believes he's innocent.
Yeah, I wonder if she opened her eyes about everything, because she was saying that the ring, I think it was a ring, right? That they found the trophy. She said it was a copy that the police planted there.
That's I don't know. That sounds very sketchy.
I believe it was him. There's like a lot of evidence. There's no way it wasn't him.
Yeah, no, it's not unheard of for people to have things planted on them. It's not like we've never put someone innocent behind bars.
Yeah, that's why
this isn't it.
When I first started to see that, I was like, what if he's one of those people that was like behind bars because like an accident, like it wasn't real, like he's there innocent? And then I was like, no, No. He is guilty.
Yeah. He just is. It's
Because like the most fucked up thing is like broad daylight. It was like dogs and like pregnant women. Like he didn't give a fuck. The little kid and the mom, like he had no mercy for them.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised he let the sisters live. Like that really surprised me. Because he made
honestly, there's quite a few people who survived encounters with him as far as just like victims go.
Yeah, like the girl from Reddit, the Let's Not Meet.
Yeah.
I think she did call the police. She did that, but since they were like, I think a few days from closing in on him, they didn't really get back to her. But he was caught, thank God.
Well, yeah, at least that was already like probably on their way to catching him, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's like the only thing I can be happy about this case, that he got caught.
Yeah. That's at least it ended with hopefully some justice being done proper. Gotta be hard to for her to believe that it's true. She probably doesn't want it to be true, so it makes up the scenario. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that, Richard. Yeah,
because that's so horrible. That is, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
like he got her jewelry and it's like trophies from. It's not like Dexter, okay, which I watched this weekend.
How's the new? The new one?
Yes.
How is it?
I love Dexter, so I was happy, but they don't have the old people like from the old seasons in it because like it's his new life.
Okay.
But I liked it. I think it's like a cup of tea, or having like a cup of tea with old friends, because like I used to love that show, so it's so nice to be on. Like they all look older, but I don't care. I'm happy.
I get that. Okay.
I didn't like the ending of it.
I haven't seen anything yet, so no spoilers for me.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Watch it. All right. I think that's gonna wrap it for us today, guys. But I guess we're gonna have to go into some Dexter talk next time.
Yes, we need a real Dexter. I agree. I had to put something positive in because this like whole episode was like
super
like,
bummed.
Super horrible. But what makes it great is that he got caught.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing that came out.
All three of them were caught. Even the guys who were doing the other killings right alongside, which we'll have to talk about too. The serial shooters in Arizona were also caught. So everybody who was doing horrible things during that time were brought to justice. One of them took his own life, and I think the other one's still alive. Is one of them still alive of those two guys?
I have no idea.
I think so.
I just heard of them because of Mark. Because I can't believe like those were happening at the same time.
Same time, yeah. It was again Dale Hauserman and Samuel Deaton. We'll go more into that another time, though, guys. Yep, that's all I got for tonight.
Yeah, it was an interesting episode.
It was definitely
a
heavy.
Hard one, but at least like there was some justice to it, so that made me happy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. We'll see you next Tuesday. We're trying to figure out times because I didn't realize that the daylight savings was gonna mess with everything.
I was like ready. I was like, "Where's the link?"
I felt so bad because then I realized, wait, what are you talking about? It's not 7 yet. It's 6 o'clock. I was like,
this crazy bitch. What are you talking about?
They don't do daylight savings over there. They're rational people. Damn it.
Which I find kind of dumb.
I don't understand any of it. It's so confusing. But we'll figure that out another time, guys.
Yes.
We'll make sure to give you guys a heads up what time we'll be going on for sure next week. All right. Y'all have a good one.
Be safe.
Be safe. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Bye, guys.